Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Jenda, and this is my Let's Play of Rule the Waves 3 as Great Britain. At the end of the last episode, we were forced by our government into signing a 17-year naval treaty with strict limits on new battleship construction, and we are now going to have to deal with the consequences of that. But useless. Okay. To be fair, this will help. I had no ships under construction, and they are scrapping. The whole world is scrapping piles of battle cruisers and some battleships. Well, let's see. I'm in gross violation of the treaty now. Yeah, sure, Parliament, you could take as much of a look as you want. It's unbuildable now. Um, 17 years. Well, we have to force a war as soon as possible, because that's crazy. So we're considerably in excess of our capital ship tonnage and our overall tonnage. Now, I do have one easy fix for that. I suppose it's time we finally decommissioned the Ramilius class pre-dreadnoughts. We are now much, much less in excess of our tonnage limits. Okay, so now the question is, do I just force a war as quickly as possible to get us out of this treaty? Or do I actually just design a Treaty Max battleship? I mean, I could. I've spent some money on the Ansons, but only like 5,000, obviously. I didn't actually build any. So... I mean, obviously they're in gross violation of the treaty limits. It's crazy that we went with 13-inch guns, considering the whole world is building 14-inch gun battleships already. I mean, heck, I feel like I'm not grossly disadvantaged by the existing... Actually, yes, I am. Germany has so many 14-inch gun battleships already. I was just kind of catching up on this. I only had a couple commissioned. The French, to be fair, are not really beating us by much on this. The Russians certainly aren't. The Americans are, though. Yeah, this treaty locks us to being way behind the USA in 14-inch battleships. France and the USA in particular, who are kind of our two biggest enemies right now, or Germany and the USA actually are the biggest benefiters. So we're violating the treaty limit, but not by much now. I don't actually even know how this works. I mean, am I going to start losing prestige or something if I don't scrap enough ships right away, or what? Well, like, hold on. I mean, the Germans are also 100,000 tons above the limit, and they are 350,000, no, 370,000 tons over their capital ship limit, so you put it that way, maybe that's alright. Because I was kind of behind on all these capital ship things. Thing is, total tonnage is going to hurt too. On the other hand, well, okay. We'll see how this progresses, right? Oh, I must scrap another ship. I just must. Well, these have wing turrets. These do not. Therefore, these will be obsolete first. So I guess I'll maintain Jofu and surface a while longer. And I will scrap Irresistible because I don't like her name much. Really? Okay, so I am in accordance with the capital ship limit. I'm still above the total limit. I have to be under that too? Yep. Okay. Well, I can do that also. We will scrap the Berwick's slightly ahead of schedule. Fine. The but it's going to be great now, so... I am now in accordance with the treaty. Now the question is, okay, that gives me 11 cruisers. I'm about to commission one and then another one. That's fine. Oh, and I've just commissioned the last conquest, haven't I? Yes, there's two working up right now, so I can decommission the Calypso class. Great. Okay, so we're under treaty limits, and you know what? In fairness, this is going to benefit us. I mean, it's going to prevent us from catching up on 14-inch battleships in the short term, but as I just stated and realized, the Germans are currently 270,000 tons in excess of their capital limit, where I, after scrapping the Ramilia's class, was like 5,000 tons. I mean, I had to scrap one battleship. The Germans will have to scrap, what, 10 or something? I mean, it can't actually be 10, but it must be... Well, yeah, they displaced more than 30,000. But 9? I mean, they're going to scrap literally almost more than a third of their fleet. Almost half their fleet. The French are 260,000 tons above their limit. They must scrap almost half their fleet. The Russians are not much above their limit, but yeah. The Americans are 370,000 tons above their capital ship limit. The Japanese are 185,000 tons above the limit. The Italians are 200,000 tons above. The Spanish are 125,000 tons above. And even the Austrians are 80,000 tons above. So I'm objectively actually about to make out like a bandit in terms of how much the AI is going to have to scrap compared to me. We commissioned Drake. We're working on dual purpose mounts. And the Germans scrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 battle cruisers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 battleships. The Germans just scrapped 12 capital ships. And a submarine. Coastal. The French scrap 1, 2, 3, 4 battle cruisers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 battleships. So that's 13 capital ships. The Russians scrap 2 battle cruisers and a battleship. The USA scrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 battle cruisers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 battleships, 16 capital ships. Japan scrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 battle cruisers and 3 battleships. The Italians scrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battle cruisers And one, two, wait, one, two, three. No, that's my God. Why am I getting so confused all of a sudden? One, two, three, four, five battleships. What? Six battlecruisers, five battleships. Spain, scrap one, two, three, four, five, six battleships and a battlecruiser. Austria-Hungary, scrap one, two, three, four battleships and a battlecruiser and a bunch of submarines. That's horrifying. What's even left? Hold on, let me check the almanac. So abruptly, my capital ship disadvantage that I'd let creep up on me is completely gone. Something like, I don't know, 10 capital ships per major country were just swept off the board in an instant. I now have the second largest battle cruiser force in the world and the second largest battleship force in the world to boot, which is just all around crazy. My cruiser force is pretty much where I want it to be finally. Did we just commission the last creasy, or no? There's one under construction. That's why we're at 12. That makes sense. Yes. The light cruiser force. We're building Minervas, so we have all the conquests. I will scrap the. Oh, I already did. I already scrapped those. My God, we just have too many. Okay. Oh, we have several Minervas that are. Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on. Let's see here. What's the best way to do this? Active fleet. Active. 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 Are we not? Okay, we are. Active, active. Okay. And then you three onto foreign stations. What if it's also a percentage of your ships as well as an absolute requirement? Okay, so that's 8 Minervas. That does not cover all the Sibyls, but it does cover most of them. I will keep maybe 2 Sibyls in service so that we have a little bit of backup, and I will scrap 5 HMS Brilliant, Intrepid, Retribution, Bonaventure, and Scylla. And that leaves us with a much trimmed down force of 12 modern heavy cruisers, 12 fleet modern light cruisers, along with, well, 8 modern colonial cruisers and 2 old colonial cruisers, shortly to be replaced. 80 destroyers, which I might build up even further, considering I don't even know what to do with the budget now. Were carriers included or not included in the capital ship allotment? They were. Fleet carriers were. I could build light carriers to fill up this remaining tonnage. I don't have that much spare tonnage. Wait, what? Wait, what happened to my... The foreign stations was fine a second ago. Oh, good grief. It lies to you in weird ways when you do this. Okay. So, I'm gonna need at least the additional, 3 Minervas and more besides. Okay, so you need to go onto foreign stations. And I guess you guys also... it's because they're in foreign waters, I think. Oh, and everything else that's in the Mediterranean, could we please recall that? All of that to Northern Europe again? Because I think we're fine now. And I think it costs more money to keep them there. Thanks, Parliament. To be fair, kind of makes sense at this point. I don't want to... It's just... Now I almost want to maintain the treaty so that I can see about a treaty max battleship. 25,000 tons is the maximum with 13-inch guns. Which makes it questionable whether even the Jofu class should be replaced, and certainly The Jofu and Vengeance classes might be replaceable. The Rodneys should literally never be. Like, they should be rebuilt at any expense to be maintained in the fleet, because there's technically you're not allowed to build them anymore. These are 26,000 tons, but I think you get a lot more out of 26,000 tons now than you could 16 years ago. And they've got wing turrets, for one thing, which is like 2,000 tons or more right there, probably. So let's see, what can we get in terms of a treaty max battleship? 24 knots would suffice, 25,000 tons, 13-inch guns, good secondaries, none of that, none of that, no air, okay, 5-inch, 24 knot speed, 2 torpedo tubes. What the heck is this? None of that layout either. Good grief. Let's go, I suppose, for the A, B, L. All centerline armament. Same as we were going to do with the last one. Oh, I hate what it does to the bridge, but I never bothered to figure. I never really bothered to figure out how to change that. So that's it's just gonna look ugly like this. Don't worry about it. Let's see here. Yeah, no, that's not good. No. Also, 2 of the turrets are overlapping, which annoys me too. But I don't think I have a good way to fix that. Well, except I can drag. I sometimes you can kind of drag the turrets, but not currently. Fascinating. Okay. The arcs are pretty good then, really. Okay. All 4. Oh my god, my 13-inch guns are awful. I didn't realize that. Maybe we are better off with the 12-inch. Huh. Let's see. 10,000 yards. You penetrate 11-inch. You penetrate more. Like 11.3, whereas these penetrate 10.9. Also, maximum range is 19,000 yards. Maximum range of these is 23,000 yards. Oh. Okay. 12-inch it is, I guess. I'm gonna use the spare to pour on the armor, which we can, to be fair. That's not gonna work there. Okay. Alright. All or no, we need unit machinery. Is all or nothing. Oh, AA. We actually have it. Good for us. Okay. Now, how do I get this to under the tonnage requirement? That doesn't do it. It doesn't even come close to doing it. Wow. That helps. How are the turrets almost as much as the whole belt? All or nothing's a big part of that, yeah. And why is the conning tower so thin? That will do. Yes, I want to armor the main turrets that heavily. Give me the secondary director, too. Now I'm leaving weight on the table. Not enough to do anything with it, really, but... just leave it for future proofing, probably. But okay, here is the battleship of the future, because this is pretty much the maximum for the treaty, I think. 13-inch guns would be nice, but we just don't have better 13-inch guns. And I'm not going to gamble on us maybe getting them in future. So let's develop that design. And then the other design we should develop is a carrier. We don't actually have much spare tonnage, and we're not going to get a lot more, because our destroyers are going to be heavier. our light cruisers are going to be heavier. Although I'm hoping I can get away with like one less, but well, no, but not compared to what I only have 2 Sibyls left in service, right? Yeah. So no, I mean, yeah. What again? How? Good grief. That is a much bigger. We're way more down on that than I thought. You're all on foreign stations, right? Yeah. Almost all that spare tonnage is actually going to have to go into foreign stations light cruisers then, unfortunately. The Austrians want this. No. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with the money. I mean, I can't build much of anything without going over the, like, yeah. Um, sure, I'll give it publicity. Double gun mounts on destroyers, oh, that's nice. It is nice. We're building a bunch of destroyers. Industrialization, destroyer use. Austria, Hungary, and Japan are now allied. Definitely not selling that to the French. No, nobody needs medium bombers. Fine, Parliament. Feel free to have a look. King Alfred and 10 destroyers are commissioned in forced circulation and super heavy shells for AP penetration. Let's see here. So that's gonna be, what have we just done? We've commissioned the last Creasy, right? Yes. So let's decommission the last Berwick. We've commissioned a bunch of destroyers. Let's decommission all these anglers. Let's just decommission the lot. The last couple of stragglers will trickle in shortly. Okay, so we have 12 modern heavy cruisers. We have 12 modern fleet light cruisers. We have 8 old and 8 new and 2 old colonial cruisers, which we're gonna need more still, so we don't have a lot of spare tonnage there. We have 80,000 ton plus destroyers, or we will momentarily. Battleship wise, I guess the obvious thing to replace is the Renowns and very possibly the Vengeances. Although the new thing is not going to be that much better. I mean, the Renowns, yes, the new class will be better. Because the Collingwoods will have effectively an extra gun and more armor, significantly more deck, especially, and be faster and have heavier secondary. So they're better in every way. They're just not that drastically better for how much later they're built. Other than that, tonnage-wise, 35,000 tons, huh? 20,000 capital ship tonnage. Three more destroyers commissioned. Shell dies. We'll order those in a second. Okay, so I'm where I want to be on all of this stuff. Destroyers, light cruisers, heavy cruisers. Battle cruisers are in a pretty good place now. Battleships are still what needs to be improved. So, and carriers. We need better carriers at this point. We have the 10,000 ton Berwick that can be replaced. Before I can really plan a carrier, I need to know how much of our total tonnage I can free up. Not I mean, we have this 10,000 tons available. Then I think out of this 30,000 tons, we're going to need 10,000 plus for more Minervas, because apparently we're way off in terms of... See, I don't understand. How are we not... I don't know how to make that update. Because it doesn't... Like, yeah, it's terrible now. Doesn't quite, refresh the way I'd like it to. Maybe if... No, but nothing, nothing really obviously changes that. I guess put more money into big docks. This would be a good time for that. Okay, and then capital ships. I might need to actually bust out a calculator on this one. Let's see here. This is 78,000 tons of capital ships, is what this is. Yes? Yes. 3 replacement ships would be 75,000 tons. That's not a problem. I don't even really need the calculator. I can tell you this isn't going to work. What? Oh. That's, yeah, we only have 21,1 free. Plus, that's 78. That's not 100,000 tons. That is 99,100 tons. Okay, what about these? These would have effectively the same firepower, but slightly more secondaries. And, well, same belt or thicker belt? Thicker deck, though. Right? Load the design. Same belt, thicker deck. Okay. So, all we could do for right now is a 3-for-3 swap of the renowns, but if I then add it in, that would give us space for 6 ships of the Collingwood class. That's definitely the optimal usage of our tonnage. And then rebuild these to be more modern, like, as best we can. Okay, well, it's that and build more Minervas. Which... I'm just going to say we're going to need at least 2 more. Because all the Andromedas are currently filling in. So let's just, so we're clear on our tonnage requirements, let's lay down at least 2 more of those. Do they all have P names? No, they just started to have them all of a sudden. And then let's lay down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Collingwood class battleships. We can't really quite actually afford that, but close enough, honestly. 6 Collingwood class battleships. We will completely replace the Jofu and Vengeance classes, and... Oh. Okay. Didn't consider that. Hold on. I don't think I spent any money on this yet, so... I didn't consider the max build requirement. Where are we now? 125. It's going to be over still. Yep. Okay, I can only build 4 of these at a time, it turns out. Which is a problem, honestly. I can get a 5th once the Minervas are freed up, but it's still a problem. Integral armor, weight saving, airship engines. I'm gonna try to provoke France into a war, because, like, this treaty was fun to abruptly pull the rug out from under the AI, much more than me, basically. But... And then it was interesting to design a treaty max battleship, but... Battleship and battlecruiser design is going to be very, very stuck if this goes on for more than a couple years. So I've got to try to push it a little bit. I want me some big battleships eventually. Thanks, Parliament. To be fair, it's crazy that they're still giving us so much money, honestly. I don't really want to start up. Actually, now would be a pretty good time to start a war with the USA if we're going to. We actually have significantly more. Oh, sorry. Significantly more battleship tonnage than them, and only barely less battle cruiser tonnage, and they're building a carrier. Isn't that nice? To be fair, yes, when I'm laying out this tonnage plan, I was completely excluding carriers. It's about time to build carriers, but I'm just really, if this treaty lasts 17 years, we have a problem, okay? As far as research goes, do we have full-sized carriers even? Only conversions. We can build purpose-built light carriers. We can't build purpose-built full-size carriers yet anyway. Maybe we have to do a conversion first, don't we? Oh, again? Japan has built Soryu, which is a 17,000-ton carrier. I guess that's the first purpose-built carrier. Everybody's building carriers now, yeah. Foreign stations is a big problem now. I really got caught off guard by it not refreshing there, which is my bad. I should have known it wouldn't. Everybody's not really assigned to the proper... I guess all the battleships are assigned to the proper division. Let's see here. You guys are... You don't exist yet, do you? No. Okay, well, let's create... Second Battle Cruiser Division. And let's assign you 3 to it. Okay, so we got first, second, third battle divisions. We got first and second battle cruiser division. We got first, second, and third heavy cruiser divisions, although I need to rename the latter two. It's certainly down from the number of divisions we had at peak, but that's for the best. Okay, I appreciate how we have admirals sitting around in command of all these divisions. I don't think we're going to get back to needing 11th Battle Division anytime soon, or 10th, or frankly, probably 9th, or 8th, or 7th, or 6th, really. We'll leave 5 in existence and call that generous to the admirals, honestly. Of course, the battle cruiser divisions came into existence, but yeah. I don't think we're going to have 7 armored cruiser divisions anytime soon either. Let's dissolve all but like 4 of those, maybe. Good grief, it's a good thing I don't think I have to pay these guys salaries in any way, because there would have been a lot of waste going on in this navy if I had to. Let's see here, okay. Those, yes. Let's see. 4th colonial cruiser, yes, okay. U4. 1st light cruiser division. U plus U3. 2nd light cruiser division. U2. Okay, renaming needed. And U2. 3rd light cruiser division. Perfect, and let's go ahead and dissolve the 6th and 5th protected cruiser divisions. Oh, and the 7th and 8th while we're at it. And let's see, U2 are the 4th colonial cruiser division. U4, 1st colonial cruiser division. U4, 2nd Colonial Cruiser Division. And how have I ended up with 1 spare Minerva? Okay, well, you... 3rd Colonial Cruiser Division. Interesting. So that's, I'm gonna have 3. I'm gonna have a really uneven number of Minervas, but that's alright. I guess we'll deal with it. What is my total? There's math I can do here, but I forget what the modifiers are. Like this is the total foreign station requirement. I wish it would give me a handy total actually, but it doesn't really. Problem is I forget how much long range and colonial service and all makes them worth extra. Or maybe I could tell in some way though. West Africa effectively has 7,700 tons in it. Is there... what is sitting in West Africa? Oh, a Sybil. Find some place where there's only a Minerva. South Pacific? Nope, there's an Andromeda. Indian Ocean. Nope, there's 2 Minerva. Well, actually, that's fine. I could reverse engineer that. 15,750 tons. So each one is worth 7,000. Oh man, I'm bad at math. 7,500 plus the 7,875 tons? Yeah. Get that calculator back out. 41, 8, 48, 21, 15. This I could probably do in my head actually, but 10, 12, 48. Did I miss any? I don't think so. 203,000 tons divided by, what did I just say, 7,875? What? Oh, that is 203,000 divided by 7,875. 26. Well, that's too high. Definitely didn't have that many Sybils ever. So what is keeping me over the... well, and in fact, right now, it suggests we're way under the foreign stations requirement, because there's not even close, in literally almost none of these. In fact, there's no area where we're meeting the foreign stations requirement right now. And it's not just because the ships that are assigned to it aren't actually in their positions. Somehow the stuff that's in Northern Europe is contributing to it or something. Apparently there were 2 regions where there was a... 3 regions even where there was just a Minerva that I could have not done the math on. Oh well. So basically though, that's a Sybil, so they're worth just very slightly more than a Sybil is. I don't know how many Sybils I had exactly, but it's not even 400 tons more, which is kind of lame. I mean, sure, they should at least be worth 400 tons more, but apparently not. So, the long and short of it is, I've got 4 Andromedas on foreign stations right now, plus 2 Sybils. To replace them with Minervas, I need, at minimum, this 4 ships, possibly 5 or 6, to be honest. So that's where we're at there. That will put us at pretty much right at our tonnage limit, which is a problem. Well, okay, I'll scrap the Sybils, but then, I mean, this is 28,000 tons. If I scrap 12, 13,000 tons of Sybils, that will put us with like, this is 28,000 tons. I scrap 13, that's 15. gained that will give us like 8 or 9,000 tons spare to work with. That's not very precise, and I need to be very precise, but what it comes down to is, combined with scrapping this Berwick conversion, I have maybe 20,000 tons of light carriers. Maybe 20,000 tons to work with to build a light carrier. And I would need to do the exact maths before I designed one. Which is hard, because I don't know exactly how many Minervas I'm gonna need. Well, I will ruminate on that. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Let me know what you think of this whole treaty situation. And thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you all enjoyed. This is Sea Lord Janda signing off.